I'm not claiming to be a good drifter, I'm just saying that this car can make drifting look really easy. Don't want to hit the bumps. Come on, keep the drift going. Nah, no, I got traction again. Hello and welcome to an episode of BeamNG.Drive. In today's episode, we're going to be doing another episode of Is BeamNG Correct? This is going to be episode 3 because even though there have been already 3 episodes before, there is kind of like a halfway episode, so it was episode 2.5 because that the crash testing was really long. Anyway, this is going to be tire grip, all that sort of stuff. So tire size, comfortability, just everything involving tires, really. So the first thing is we're going to go down here. I chose this map because, well, bumps everywhere. Oh, look, I didn't fall. I've never actually done that where I haven't fell. Maybe it's just me being ignorant and an idiot. The first thing I'm going to be testing here, I'm going to get one of these trucks, a extended cab, and then I'm going to ride along the bumps with the stock tires, and then I'm going to put some off-roading tires on it, which are a lot bigger. And then I'm going to go up to from a 32-inch off-road tire to a 35-inch off-road tire. Control E. And what we're going to be showing here is if the tires are actually absorbing more bumps, because the thicker the tire is, the more bump absorption that you have in the tire. And actually, if you didn't know, the tires do more bump absorption than your suspension does. Just kind of surprising to me, but it does make sense. Gravel D series. Here's the truck that I'm going to use. No, not that one. This one right here. So on this truck, I'm going to just leave it stock, and then get up to, I'm just going to floor it, and then as it hits about 40 or so, and I'm going to get onto the bumps, and here we go. So you can see, it's a wee bit wobbly. Just going to try to floor it the whole way. So everything is very bumpy, the bed is going all over the place, mainly because this doesn't really have pretty soft suspension on it. This is a medium duty truck, so it has okay suspension, but not the stiffest in the world. It's not heavy duty suspension. But you can see, yeah, it's getting really bumpy. Yeah, and we could use this G meter on the side. You can pause the video to look at that, but honestly, I tried it, but it went all over the place. So you saw, that was pretty bumpy. So now, I'm going to switch the tires out on this for some different tires. And also, before we switch to other tires, let's do a 0 to 60 test. So let's go right here. Foot all the way on brake, foot all the way on the gas. What you'll see here is that the 0 to 60 will be a certain speed, and then if BeamNG is correct, which probably is, when I put the bigger tires on it, it should be slower to 60, because basically putting bigger tires on it is like gearing it up. Okay, let's see what happens here. Not much to say, except, I mean, the truck, it has V8, it's not the slowest thing in the world. 8.93 seconds. I chose this map also because, well, it's just flat. Okay, another one. So the first one was 8.93 seconds. Took 501 feet. Let's see what happens with this one here. This one is 8.85. So, yeah, we're on that ballpark. Okay. Now, time to put some fatter tires on it. Not even just fatter, just bigger in general. So, frame, then front suspension and rear suspension. Front wheel hubs, change this out to 17 by 9. And you'll notice that these are not completely stock. However, they are literally just the same tires, except a little bit wider, a bit bigger. And this came with a lift kit mod, so they're useful. And you'll see here that it's 33-inch tires. Then what I'm gonna do is we'll see what how these things perform in the bump and what their 0 to 60 is. Then I'm gonna go to the 35-inch all-terrain tires. Okay, since we're right here, do a 0 to 60 first. So foot on brake, foot on gas, let off the brake. Let's see what sort of like 0 to 60 we get here. This already feels kind of slower. Just waiting here to get to 60. 9.16 seconds. Try that again going in the other direction. Okay, I know that this has been on, but I just need to show this really quick because I only really thought about this after editing. That the tires on the truck that were bigger, actually, well, they're wider, not just bigger, and they also have a different compound than the normal tire. So obviously an off-road compound will be slower to 60, and also a fatter tire will be slower to 60. But I do want to show something that proves that I was correct with BeamNG showing tire size correctly and it relating to speed. So if you look over here, right here is this clip right here. This clip right here is when the truck had its normal tires and it was going up to speed. So let's just see what speed this. So while the truck got up to 60, let's see what gear it was in at 60 on here. So right here, it's at 60 miles an hour. Let's back it up a little bit. Back it up. Right there. It's at 57 miles an hour, and it's topped out. And just go back a little bit. Right there. See, first gear. Don't know if you can really see that, so I'll just zoom in. Right there, it says first gear out of 4 gears. What that means is that with the normal tires, which are smaller, which means that the gear ratio will be smaller, essentially. Basically what it is it's gearing down when you have a smaller tire, whereas if you put a bigger tire on, it's basically gearing it up. Now let's look over here at what speed we got up to with the fatter tires. So you can see at 60, so you can see it's 60 miles an hour and even about 64. And if you look here, this truck with the normal tires is redlining at 57 miles an hour in first gear with the normal tires. And then with the bigger tires, which have a larger diameter, 64 miles an hour in its first gear. So that shows that it's definitely gearing it up. Okay. Okay, slam the brakes. So with these bigger tires, so far it's been about 0.2 of a second slower, somewhere around there. Try it again. Now let's see what it is. It just kind of feels slower though. And 0 to 60 for that one is 9.2 seconds, so definitely a bit slower. And now let's go on into the bumps again, flooring it obviously just like before. And looks like honestly a little bit of an improvement. I mean, it's still jiggling all about. However, it doesn't look like it's affecting the whole frame of the thing. It's still affecting the bed like crazy, but it looks like the overall truck is kind of riding without as many ups and downs. Okay, time to put the gigantic 35-inch tires on it. Okay, let's see what the 0 to 60 is on these. I'm thinking maybe around the 9.5 second range here. Let's see what we get. Amazingly, it feels slower. 9.57. Okay. Try it one more time. See what this next one is. Why is it already counting? That's dumb. There, good. Now it's not. Okay. Whatever. Just take off. Go. See what this one is. Nice thing is you don't need to worry about takeoff. And the reason why I chose an automatic was because I didn't want to have the variable of me shifting. And that also worked really good too. Now time for the bump test. Now these really don't do all that much because they're really close together and they're really big, so it doesn't actually affect that much. However, these do more than those bumps, even though these are smaller. Okay, get on here. Let's see, is there any difference? I can't keep it on. I can't keep it on here as easy though. Because the bigger the tire is, the worse the steering is. Well, I mean, really, it's hard to tell. I think you'd have to actually go inside of the truck, and like if this was real life, you'd have to go inside the truck and actually do it yourself, which I am not doing this because it'll just kill your spine. But the best thing to do here is turn your wheel all the way one way, just completely lock the wheel one way, go over the bumps, and then just completely go this direction, and then go into the other bumps, get the same thing going there. And then there you go. You get a flip truck. Now I'm gonna switch to an ETK 800 series, and I'm gonna choose the comfort model because it has these wheels. Which on these wheels you can put some racing tires on it, and it doesn't change anything except the compound of the tire. Okay, now right now it's on comfort tires. However, I will say off camera I did test this out a little bit, and there is really no bump difference between these and the racing tires. You'd think that the racing tires would have a stiffer sidewall, and that would make it more not as smooth going over bumps. However, I really haven't noticed any difference. Let's go over the bumps over here. Okay, now we're over here. Maybe if it had a stiffer suspension, you could tell, but don't really know about that. Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna send it up this ramp slowly, slow enough so that the only factor is grip and not momentum. And then we're gonna see how high it gets, and then wherever the tire marks are, that's where I know how far it got. Then I'm gonna switch to racing tires and see how far it gets, and then we'll do the opposite on different sort of terrain. So on the terrain, we'll see how far it goes with the two different tire compounds too. Right now, it's on comfort, so going up slowly so that the only factor is, okay, gotta floor it now, and there, it's right there. Just so that the differential isn't a factor, because the differential is kind of, you need a limited slip differential if you want, like, no factors at all, just what I want here. Because I want the tires to be the only limiting factor. Differential, limited slip. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna go about the same distance, even though that it was sending all the power to one wheel. We'll see how far it goes this time. So slow down, now I'll take off. Let's see. That was too much momentum. I'm gonna redo that. Take off from right here. Actually, yeah, it is a sizable difference. Okay, right there. Got to right there. Now I'll switch the tire compound out. Now I've put racing compound tires on here, so let's see what happens. Let's see how far it gets this time. So keep in mind, right here is where the normal tires got. Oh yeah, that's a little farther. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely farther. There it is. That's the point when it decides to just go. So the rear tires got to there. That's pretty good. So you know that the tire compounds do change. Now the next thing is, if you noticed, these have literally no tread on them because they're slicks. They're for racing on a track. They're really grippy. However, they're not so grippy, in real life at least, on dirt or that sort of thing, because they don't have any differences in the tread. It's just a flat surface. There's no deviations in the tread for like mud and dirt and that sort of stuff. So let's see what happens comparing the two tire compounds on a hill that's made of dirt or grass or whatever. You know, this looks like a pretty good hill. I mean, you're not going to be going any far at all. However, let's just see here. So straight on. See how far these get. I'm assuming that not very far at all. Stop it. Let's see. I'm already slipping. The wheel's like, now right here is where it's probably gonna go. Yeah, there it is. It got to here. And then if you floor it, nothing else happens. It just kind of likes to stay there. Okay, so right here is where it gets. Yep, not going any farther than that. Now if you notice, these standard tires actually have things in the tread which make it better in rain and just everyday driving than the race tires are. So get up the hill, let's see if there is a difference. You know, yeah, there is. This one made it a little bit farther. The previous one was about here, so it did make a small difference. Nothing crazy though. Next thing is tire pressure. Okay, so to test out tire pressure, there are some bumps right here which I'm gonna go over, and then we'll just see how bumpy it looks from the inside. Yeah, pretty bumpy. Don't want to go too fast here or accelerate, because if you accelerate too fast, you'll destroy your bumper. So it's pretty bumpy. However, I'm going to decrease the tire pressure to see how bumpy it is with that. And then I'm going to increase the tire pressure to maximum and see if it's any more bumpy. But you can see, yeah. And if you just take it at speed, let's go back the other direction. However, going this way, we're gonna go over both of the bumps. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty bumpy in here. I mean, it's a lot more comfortable than a truck would be, that's for sure. I say comfortable, but this is a video game. I'll just use the word smooth. Yeah, it's pretty good. Keep in mind, this is rear-wheel drive, and it's going over these pretty good. I love this car just for the fact that you can just get so sideways. Get so sideways, yet still have control of the car. It's amazing. Again, we're going to the interior just so I can drift a little better in this. I'm not claiming to be a good drifter. I'm just saying that this car can make drifting look really easy. Don't want to hit the bumps. Come on, keep the drift going. Nah, no, I got traction again. There we go. First spin out. Okay. Go over to the bumps again. And decrease the tire pressure. Tire pressure. Decrease to not 0 psi because then you're basically just running on the rim. Let's see what 4 psi does. Okay, yeah, 4 psi, there's definitely a big difference there. Now go into the interior view. Let's see what sort of difference it makes. I know the steering's already mushier. Okay, let's go over the bumps. I would say that it does look smoother. However, let's just play these clips side to side and see what the difference is. Definitely looks like a difference to me. However, it might just be me. What's going to be really funny is saying, nope, I'll just mess with the launch control button by accident. It's going to be really funny. Can you drift a car with 4 psi on the tires? You can definitely spin the wheels, however... Oh, that's horrible. Also, if you notice, if we go to the interior view, you can see that the steering, like this, is just mushy. It's so bad. Okay, drift my way to the starting point of that. Now time for the spine killer. Gigantically high amount of pressure inside those tires. Okay, just maximum. 50 psi, okay. Those look really stiff. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see what this is like. I will say it feels more planted. Yeah, that's more bumpy. Yeah, definitely. Also, since this video is about tires, let's see what sort of traction we have. Let's see if we have a lot less traction. Yeah, there's a lot less traction. Which should mean that I can drift this easier. So, try to drift from the outside view. Oh, yeah, definitely. Ugh. Yeah, even in just a straight line, look at this. Bump, bump, bump. So bad. There wasn't a crazy amount of difference, but there was a pretty big difference. And also, if you want to see a really big difference, okay, so here's a truck here. So here's a truck. That's faster than I was expecting. Let's get onto some bumps. Go to the interior view. Let's just see how the truck deals with these bumps from the inside. Yeah, pretty good. Now let's go onto the harder bumps over here. The engine sounds so good. See, it's kind of bumpy. However, if I go to decrease the tire pressure, okay, tuning, put 5 psi on the tires here, and then in the back, 5 psi. Now, how big do you think the difference is going to be? Okay, whatever, let me just show you. Let's get on here. Big difference, isn't there? Let's just get up to speed, too. Get to where we were going before, which was a bit faster than this. But you can see, there's a big difference. Go down the second gear so we can speed up. Yeah, there's definitely a really big difference there. Oh, and you can even see it from the outside. Yeah, the truck just goes over it instead of getting, like, you're just bumping the truck like crazy. Crap. Did I actually bend my axle? Anyway, in conclusion, yes, BeamNG does simulate tires correctly in a lot of ways. So, hopefully you liked this episode, and... ah, crap. Stalled it. Hold on a second, we gotta get some fun in here. Crap. Wait, what? Oh, it's still running. Okay, hopefully you liked this episode, and goodbye.